Hello everyone, it's Cameo, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I'm planning on reading for Nonfiction November. So I have 4 books to talk to you about. So I actually have already started reading 3 of these books, and not this month. I've started one of them in September, and one of them in August, I think, actually. So I'm kind of using this as an opportunity to finish these books. And I also have one other book that I haven't started yet, but which I'm excited to get to. So they all kind of really loosely fit the challenges, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I kind of am forcing it a little bit, although I think 2 of them actually work quite well. So I'm going to go through it challenge by challenge anyway. So the first challenge is past time or past time. So the book that I'm going to read for that challenge is The Edwardians by Roy Hattersley. So this is the one that I've been reading since August. I picked it up because I'm kind of interested in this period, and I'm also writing something that's set in this period, so I thought it would be a pretty good overview. I don't know, I'm about maybe a third of the way through it, and it's pretty good so far. Although there's a lot more political stuff in it than I would like. I think I'd like something that was a bit more grounded in everyday people, but the author is a politician, so I understand why he'd be interested in writing about that aspect of this period. And I think obviously it's a good choice for this prompt because it is about a historical time period, so about a past time. Yeah. And the second challenge is self or shelf. So for this prompt, I am reading Jane Austen, A Life by Claire Tomalin, and I actually picked this up when I was in Bath recently, and I just started reading it in October, I think, and I can't tell how far I am through it because I'm using it to press some fall leaves, but I'm a little way into it, and I think it's really good so far. I'm quite impressed by her ability to write about a woman who didn't leave any journals, there's barely any letters, pretty much nothing to work with. And I think that Claire Tomalin's obviously a very good researcher because the sources that she's drawing upon are really interesting. And yeah, so I think that this is a good choice for this prompt because I'm kind of thinking maybe an autobiography would be better for the self aspect, but I think that it matches the word shelf because it's a literary biography. So the third prompt is wander or wonder. And for this one, it really doesn't fit at all. So if you can tell me how you think this might fit, please leave a comment below. This is the third book that I'm planning on reading. It's called The Unexpected Genius of Pigs by Matt Whyman. And somebody recently gave this to me as a gift because I love pigs so much, and I always have since I was a little girl. And the cover is really, really gorgeous. Something to be wondered at, perhaps. And sounds like it's kind of a look at pigs and their abilities and their unexpected genius, which I very much agree with. They're incredibly intelligent, and maybe this will lead me wandering down the path to achieving my goal of finally having a pet pig someday. Yeah. Okay, so the fourth challenge is micro or macro. And for that one, I am choosing The Mushroom at the End of the World on the Possibility of Life in Capitalist Ruins by Tsing. And I think this is actually incredibly appropriate for this prompt because she is writing about, specifically about matsutake mushrooms, and going from that really small thing and branching out to talk about capitalism and what happens to that individual mushroom as it goes up this supply chain and is eventually sold in Japan. And it's a theory book, but it's probably one of the most accessible and readable theory books that I've ever read. And it just feels so relevant, and I'm really loving it so far. I'm about halfway through, and I would really recommend this to anybody if you're wanting to get into some theory, or if you're interested in capitalism or mushrooms. I think it would be a great one to try out. And look how beautiful this cover is. All right, so those are the 4 books that I'm planning on reading. However, I do have like a few other nonfiction books that I've been kind of eyeing lately. I was just looking at my wish list on Kobo, and so this is a possibility that I will end up just randomly picking some of those instead. Um, One of them is Rabid by Bill Wasik and Monica Murphy, and it's basically a cultural history of rabies. I'm very interested in zoonotic diseases, and this is one of the most interesting, I feel. So I'm very eager to read about it and like learn about its history and how it works. Another book that I'm quite interested in reading is The Lonely City by Olivia Laing, because I recently read A Trip to Echo Spring by her, which was about writers and alcoholism, and I just really liked her writing style. I liked the way that she engaged with her subject matter. I think that this one is kind of on what it, what loneliness means, which sounds like a very interesting topic, and I would love to get around to it soon. And another one that I'm interested in is The Recovering by Leslie Jamieson, which is also about alcoholism. And I came across this when I was getting the trip to Echo Spring, and it also sounds really good. I read The Empathy Exams by Leslie Jamieson a few years ago, and I had an interesting experience with that. I think she's a very good writer, so I'd be interested to read more of her work to see how I feel about that one as well. And the list could go on and on. I do love nonfiction so much, which is why I'm quite excited about Nonfiction November when it comes around every year. Um, I am reading some fiction alongside these things, so it's possible that I won't end up getting on to finishing all of these, but since I've already started 3 of them, I kind of would hope that I might finish them this month. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to know what you're reading for Nonfiction November, and hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!